is good, YouTube? I am back with another video. So today I got a good one for you. We're gonna be working on the Trans Am exhaust. As you can see, this is a beefy pipe. I can fit my hand in there. This is a 4-inch single exhaust that I'm gonna be putting on the Trans Am. We're gonna start with just kind of getting it underneath the car, seeing what it looks like, mainly these pieces. As it's gonna be, this is a custom exhaust. These are all separate elbow pieces that I will cut to fit and work through. But we'll get it kind of laid out at first and then eventually be building my own Y pipe to mate back up with the headers. So let's get to it. All right guys, so I slid the exhaust underneath the car. I'm basically just gonna get this kind of set up in position, start from the rear and go forward. But I got the old exhaust off now. All right guys, so I got the exhaust kind of mocked up a little bit with zip ties. Trying to figure out where I'm gonna mount everything. I think, I'm gonna be using the stock, rubber mount, or this mount up here somehow to hold that one. I think that one should be relatively simple. This one, I do have this type of bracket. I'll put the links in the description. I got this Summit. It came with a little grommet that you put in there, but I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet. Something where I weld it on like this, like some of the other systems, and then I also have like this bracket. I think I might just slip through there and then attach it, something like this, something like that. We'll see. Right now I'm just trying to get everything positioned. I did end up putting the rest of the tubing on. Right now obviously that pipe is way too long, but I'm just trying to get it mocked in and get kind of this angle set for this 90-degree pipe and this 90-degree pipe. So I did clamp it down. I will, once I get it all set, I'll mark it, and then I will tack weld it in place with the clamp and everything, and then I'll have this pipe fully welded up just to remove this clamp so it doesn't turn, because that's a very critical one. I'm finding out, just kind of set the positions of everything. But so far I think I'm getting it, and one of my big goals is to make sure that the muffler is level, so I can bring this side up a little bit yet. All right guys, got an update for you on my progress. So I've kind of it's been taking a while. I've been trying to get everything super exactly where I want it, but it's looking really good. I got everything kind of mocked up. I got the mount welded in. My buddy helped me with this one. I think that worked out really good. As you can see, I just bent a bracket in a 90 and then put this mount in there, and I just put some washers in there to space it, you know, forward and back where I wanted it. But the clearance is looking perfect, right where I wanted it, as well as up there. I might have to do some massaging around the park brake cable yet. But as you can see, I was trying to get everything as level as I could. I got, you know, it's pretty tucked up really tight, so it's hopefully hidden as much as possible. And then now, I did have to get a new one of these pieces. So I had to order this one, which I'll put it in the description, but so I had to order a shorter one because I originally got a longer one, and I'm gonna cut this angle tip, but this is what I had, and it was just too long. It didn't, once it was on there, it was kind of poking out the back of the car, and it was getting too close in this area where a shorter one just works better, and I can angle it up farther and then back down to really get it tucked in. As you can see, as you're looking at the car, you really can't see much. You can only see it sticking out just a little bit, which I'm gonna kind of trim some of that off, so it'll be pretty hidden, which is gonna be awesome. I got a nice clearance up here as well. I still have the very long section of pipe, which I will have to cut down. I just got it going in the direction that I want it to. And then I just took a super cheap exhaust hanger bracket here. Let's see if I can get a light on there. I gotta drill another hole and tighten this down, but I kind of heated it up and bent this so it kind of, so you get more weld on it. And my booger welding, I'm borrowing my dad's welder, and I really don't know what I'm doing. So I got it where it's not gonna fall off. So yeah, I'm gonna sand that down and make it look better once I paint it. But I got everything, all the clamps tightened down. So now I just gotta drill this hole, and then this whole section, back section, is basically, you know, right where I want it. I gotta trim this tip, and I'll clamp this down for now, but I'm probably gonna weld that, or have somebody weld it in the future that knows what they're doing. As you can see, I got this tucked up. I think the ground clearance, grab the light, the ground clearance is looking really good. As you can see, it's tucked up in there really nice. That's about as high as I can go with this pipe. You know, I'm gonna cut this back here probably, and the Y pipe will be starting somewhere in that area, kind of right below the drive shaft. I will be putting in a different Crossmember to get a little more clearance from the stock one, and that's probably gonna suck, just because I know those bolts are probably gonna break off when I, you know, try and take that down. All right, guys, I wanted to show you where I'm at. So today we're gonna be working on the Y pipe to connect the system. So right now, I have, whoops, there we go. Got everything mocked up for the rest of the exhaust. And I wanna connect it up to do a test, see how it sounds. I'm really anxious to do that. But first we gotta get this crossmember swapped out, because this crossmember really hinders ground clearance on, you know, the Fbodies, especially the third gens. These cars are not made or set up real well to run dual exhaust. So I did pick up a different crossmember, and I'll show you that. But this is gonna be the first thing to get taken off and replaced with the new one, which I'm super nervous about these bolts. When I did an engine swap how many years ago, we were gonna take the crossmember out, but they didn't feel right taking them off. So we stopped and we got the engine out, you know, without taking the crossmember out. But we might have a problem, so hopefully these come out without too much trouble. So I'll show you what I picked up. Hawks Motorsports crossmember. So this goes in there like, I'm actually not sure which way it goes in. But it goes in there and it basically gives you more clearance. Oh yeah, I think it goes in like this. So it goes in like this. So it gives you a lot more clearance on the driver's side. And here gives you a little bit of room to kind of scoot a pipe by instead of just coming directly across. It just helps a little bit. And really all you need is maybe a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. That makes a huge difference. So I want to get this swapped in and see how that looks. So that's going to be the first step, is taking that crossmember off so we can kind of see where those pipes coming off the headers, where they're going to land exactly, if I need to start making cuts on that, even to connect up the temporary exhaust. All right, so I got the mount down. We're just gonna test fit this mount and hopefully it fits up like it should. Where am I going here?
One eternity later.
Quick update. I want to show you where I'm at. Let me make this brighter. So I got the Hawks Crossmember installed, which a little bit of a pain in the butt. Not necessarily because the bracket or anything. I did have to clearance the bracket around the transmission pan, as this bracket is made for what, 4L60E, which this is a 700R4. So the mounting position is supposed to be the same, but I'm guessing the pan is bigger on the 700R4. So I had a clearance it for that. Not a big deal. The load is basically going through this bolt. This one is just a supporting, so not a problem there. This side went in okay. I did have to basically push up these lines, remove this clip, and push these up. I removed some of the other clips down the line as well to help, and then put them in after the fact. So the main issue that I was having is I had to, on the transmission mount, you can see I scooted the bolts over basically as far as I could to scoot the transmission mount rearward, because if I just put this mount exactly where it wanted to lie, the single bolt for the transmission mount wanted to lay right about here. So I slotted this bracket in the transmission mount to scoot it as far back as I could go. It still basically is pulling on this. It didn't slot far enough, so I'm going to run it like this to see what it is. If this breaks, I'll have to look at something else, either fabbing something up to extend this to put a bolt right here, or I saw that there is some adjustable type poly mounts that I might try as well, and then I just have to probably drill 2 holes in here, which wouldn't be a big deal. But the main purpose of this mount is to gain exhaust clearance, and I think that's exactly what we did. This opened up, I mean, you can see the normal mount would be right about here. I mean, we gained a solid inch on this side, and on the passenger side, you know, it's just before the mount was coming across right here. It just allows the pipe to fit in there a little bit better. Not like a ton of clearance, because you still kind of have to come around the pan here, but it does gain you something. And the main one, I guess, being this side, I can hopefully tuck them up a little bit more. So now I'm hoping we can basically get the pipes out of the headers, and I think I'm just gonna have to trim them down straight right now, because otherwise they're gonna be hitting stuff. And then I want to get the temporary exhaust put on so I can actually start this thing. I'm super curious to hear what it sounds like. Okay guys, another update. So I got everything kind of tidied up. As you can see, I got some temporary exhaust pipes put into place, and then I'll make my permanent pipes, which will probably take some time as well. but I wanted to hear what it sounded like because I'm super anxious, so I'm sure you guys are as well. So let's hear what this baby sounds like. I'm pretty excited. Holy crap, guys, that sounds awesome. Oh man, this thing sounds like a beast. Oh man, like, I don't know how to explain it. It sounds so good. The tone is perfect. I obviously had quite a few exhaust leaks. I actually forgot a clamp on one of the 4-inch pipes. It's fine, it was leaking a little bit, but I just kind of wanted to get an idea of how it sounded and let you guys know how it sounded well. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you guys think. The volume, I think, is about perfect. In the cab, the biggest change I will say is I had the dumps before the axle, before this guy, with the 2 glass packs. And with that, underneath, it just droned so much in the cab. It was just, you know, echoing off the ground and just wah, wah, wah. And it just didn't sound very good. And like I said, just a lot of drone in the cab. This, you can tell it's out the back of the car, and it makes it sound so much better. It's a lot more pleasant in the cab. You still get that really good sound. From inside, it sounded awesome, just revving it. But yeah, this system is gonna rock once I finish it out. But I think I'm probably just gonna do the Y-pipe. I don't know if I'm gonna make a video on that. That's probably gonna take some time. And then eventually when it gets warmer out, I'm gonna take everything back out and paint everything with some high temp paint, just like aluminum color. So it'll be a while before I totally finish this up, but that is a huge step because I wanted to get the ground clearance, because eventually I do want to lower this thing a little bit. As you can see, my fender gaps are quite high, and I do want to get this lowered to really make it start looking pretty mean. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you have, I very much appreciate it. All right, guys, until next time, see ya.